today I want to talk to those individuals who are looking to lose weight and or looking to be more mindful of the food that we put in our mouths. So before I get into it, let me start with that proper introduction. I'm Connie Jo Holmes. I'm the founder of BU2BFULL Hypnosis and Coaching, and my mission with my company is to teach individuals how to confidently and courageously move from reacting to life to owning your life. And to me, when we can own our health, which, owning the foods that we put into our mouth hugely can inform our health. When we can own that, that is a great way to own our life. So let me share with you a couple of personal stories on this, and something that just happened to me the other day that I was like, oh, wow, look at this. So, we all have different, probably cravings and routines and thought processes and how we connect things and all of that. So whatever I'm saying here, hopefully it resonates with you. But if it's not your exact thing, maybe you can transpose it into what is your exact thing. So the other day I was working on a few different things, and everything I was working on, it was like I could only take so far, and then like I kind of had a little bit of a roadblock, and then I would go over to this one and I would push it so far, but then I had a little bit of a roadblock. And so then as I was sitting there, I was frustrated, but I found myself I just I had that feeling really quickly, like that I was going to go downstairs because my office is on the second floor. I was going to go downstairs and I was going to go to the kitchen, and I could just already see myself opening that pantry and what kind of crap food can I put in my mouth. And I actually, though, caught myself thinking about that. And so I paused for a minute and I thought, where is this coming from? So then I realized I am a filler inner eater, if that makes sense. So I am a procrastinator eater, and or I am somebody, and maybe it's a form of procrastination, that like I'm working on something and I get to a point and I can't do anything else. And so it's like, okay, well then I'm going to go eat something. So whatever word you would put to that, maybe, I don't know, that's why I said I'm a filler in the blank kind of eater. So just very interesting to me. And so I guess I challenge everybody to think about that. The next time you find yourself either thinking about what you're going to put in your mouth, but then also when you find yourself marching to that kitchen and opening up that refrigerator or opening up that pantry door, to actually, I tell people this a lot, my clients, about a pattern interrupt. So a pattern interrupt is when you shock something, so your pattern might be, that you're bored or you're watching TV, or in my case, like I'm procrastinating. And so my pattern is, to go into the kitchen and to open up that pantry door, but then to catch yourself, but then to interrupt that pattern, to literally say out loud, stop, what are you doing? And, when you say that out loud, you are interrupting that pattern. And that's just enough to cause that pause. I know I talked about this recently too in another video, that cause, that pause, that phrase. But anyways, because then you do that and then you're like, oh yeah, what am I doing? And then you can sit there and be present and then sit there and think, what was I just doing that got my happy butt off of the couch or away from the desk or whatever I was doing, and marched myself in here? Because therein lies the answer. Therein you can figure out what kind of a snacker you are, and again, in my case, it's a fill in the gaps kind of snacking. It's like, well, I'm kind of like idle, so I'm going to go fill in my idleness by eating something. And that's very interesting. So now what my challenge is and challenge is a good thing actually in this case. So what I get to do now is I get to figure out what is something that I can have at the ready, that when I need to fill in space, when I'm sitting idle, what can I reach for instead of, something in the kitchen? So I really challenge everybody, sit with that for a minute and kind of figure that out. You know what? And I have to just tell you a funny story. I just told the story yesterday. So some of you know that I'm also a health coach. And, when we want to get healthy, it's not just about the foods that we eat. And how, when, and where we move our body. Those are very important. But there's so many other elements. It's our surroundings, it's our mindset, it's the sleep we get, it's our hydration, it's several different things. But anyways, so speaking of that, and this is such a terrible personal story, but it's actually funny, so I'm going to share it. So this was a year ago, and I was doing a 3-day training, and it was based in Australia. So, we have a 15-hour time difference. And so, and I'm going from memory, but their time in the morning start was starting at 10 o'clock at night for me, or something crazy like that. And so I told myself, I'm it's 3 days, I can suck it up, it's all right, And so the first day I was fine. I stayed up until 3 a.m. or whatever it was, and I was fine. I slept in a little bit late, the next morning, but I was fine that day. And then, but by day 3, because, 2 days of staying up too late and, not being able to, sleep in enough to get, 8 hours and stuff like that. I was definitely, by day 3 of this training, I was beyond exhausted. So this is why sleep is imperative when you are wanting to lose weight. Because when we are tired, our bodies are tired. So our body is looking for fuel. And our bodies find fuel in food. I mean, it just makes sense, right? But then that's when our reptilian brain kicks in, and we lose all logic, and we remember, because we're tired, so we want that comfort from being tired. Isn't it funny that I'm wearing this big old sweatshirt today too, talking about comfort? But anyways, so we're really tired, and we want that comfort. So instead of going for a carrot stick, we go for something, greasy or cheesy or warm or whatever it may be, like that comfort food. So there is really truly science behind this. When we don't get enough sleep, our bodies are tired. Our bodies are then looking for fuel to energize us, and then our reptilian brain kicks in, and then that takes us back to poor habits, things that are not serving us. It's like that quick and needy type of thing. But anyways, so my personal, terrible, but funny story with this. So day 3, me going into this training, I am exhausted. And my husband comes home from work, and my exact words to him, I said, it's frozen pizza tonight for dinner, and I just made mine, a whole frozen pizza. I just made mine. Yours is on the counter, so just throw it in, and that's your dinner. And so right there is bad enough. But then, you want to know where I ate this frozen pizza? I wish to God I was making this up, but I'm not. I took this frozen pizza, didn't even put it on a plate. I put it on the cardboard. And I go up to my bedroom and I eat it in bed. I am not somebody who eats in my bed, but I ate in my bed because I think I just needed that all around comfort. I needed the comfort of the bed. I had the blankets pulled up to me, and I had this horribly bad for me frozen pizza, and I ate every single bite of it. Every bite. And I mean, isn't that funny? I mean, it's terrible, but it's funny. But I shared that story actually with a lot of people because, and I'm a health coach. I know this stuff, but you don't even have to be a health coach to know this stuff. Come on. But anyways, but even though I know all that stuff, I was a living, breathing example of, oh my gosh, when we are tired, this is what happens. You eat an entire frozen pizza in bed. So anyways, I hope that was helpful. So in parting, just check yourself. When you mindlessly go into that kitchen, take yourself a few steps back. What were you thinking, doing, feeling? What space were you in that said, hey, get up and come get this food? Because that is going to answer your question about what type of snacker you are. And whatever that reveals, then you can tackle that. And again, in my case, it's procrastination eating, it's filling in a gap eating, that type of thing. So I am going to discover what can be at my ready that can be my healthy thing that fills in gaps. And you know what? And I'm just sitting here off the top of my head. Maybe it'll be, you know what? I'm going to get up and I'm going to do 10 deep squats. Maybe I am going to pick up the phone and call a friend. Maybe it is, maybe I have just like a little book that's like really quick, like a tabletop book that I can flip through or something. I don't really know yet, but when I find the answer, I'll come back and let you know. But anyways, I hope that was helpful. If so, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And don't make yourself so tired that you eat an entire frozen pizza in your bed at night. All right, thanks so much. Bye.